think I'm live. Testing 1 2. This is a test. Testing 1 2. Testing 1 2. This is a test. The game is way too loud. Testing 1 2. Testing 1 2. Wow, that sounds terrible. Dang, I already started the stream. Okay, well, let me see if I can get the mic closer. That sounds terrible. Anyways, welcome everybody. I just wanted to stream this game. Is there mold on my GameCube controller? Huh. I gotta investigate what that is. Anyway, sorry. Testing 1 2. This is testing 1 2. Okay. I wanted to stream this game just for the fun of it. No specific reason other than it was kind of like an in-between thing because it's not like late enough in the day to totally give up on the day and be like, oh, there's nothing left to do. But it was definitely too late to keep working. And I was like, I don't want to keep working, so I stopped working. This was on Game Boy Advance, Sanwar. So to answer your question, yes, the graphics were that bad, although I actually don't consider these graphics bad. These are a work of art considering the limitations that they're working with. Okay, we're gonna start a brand new game. Oh, it's going down. This is one of my, well, this game became one of my favorite games. How do I turn that off? There's a way to turn that off, I can't remember. Here we go. This game became one of my favorite games after a while. Also, let me know if the audio balance is good enough, if you can still hear the game and what I'm saying. Hold on, I'm getting super distracted. Okay, yeah, the music's so insistent. Okay, anyway, this game came out in 2003. I had just gone to college, and I was expecting a sequel to the original Final Fantasy Tactics, which has one of the best like dark storylines. It's like Game of Thrones, and there's all this political intrigue. The original game, when it came out, nobody understood it because the translation was so bad. So I thought it was just like way above my head. I was like, oh man, yeah, it's like governments and conspiracies. Later, when you play the remake they did with a better translation, you're like, oh, okay, it all makes sense. But anyways, I was expecting like another dark tale with like this gripping storyline, and then they gave me this game, and I was like, dude, this is like, I like the music, I like the aesthetics, and of course I like the gameplay, because it's basically the same. Well, it's not basically the same, but the tone was just so different that I couldn't get over that. I never really played it, and at some point I even sold the game, and I regretted it so much. And then one time I was at Brian and Andrew's house. There was this store, this retro game store, and it was right next to a Chipotle. And right after I think I was leaving their house after one of our editing sessions, I got food at Chipotle, and then afterwards I went to the retro game store literally next door, and they had a like new copy, complete. Game volume's too low? Okay. A like new copy of... Okay, let me know if that's good enough. They had a like new copy of Final Fantasy Tactics Advance, complete with a box and everything, had every single insert. It was almost as if it was the same copy that I sold originally back when I sold it. And I was like, how much is it? It was $29.99, man. Like the price, maybe it was $35. Either way, it was almost the price that I had originally paid for it. I might have even paid like $40 for that. So I got it and I was like, okay, yes, this is back in my collection. And then I think, was it last year? It might have been last year actually. I got In fact, I can show you guys. I got the GameCube all set up with a good Game Boy player and using some homebrew that let me have like a much better image than the regular Game Boy player. Okay, anyways, long story short, I played it. It was fantastic. Even the story is really interesting once I actually gave it a chance and was like, okay, this is not the original Final Fantasy Tactics, but it's something. Okay, with all that being said, I want to play it. That's all we're doing on this stream. There's nothing interesting going to be happening. I'm just going to be sweating in this room, playing this game. Okay, here we go. And we can have a chat. And we can talk about the game. Okay, I'm gonna get situated here. And I actually have a Game Boy Advance right here that I could play the game with, but I don't have the regular batteries for it. Like, it doesn't use, you can't use rechargeables with this for some reason. Okay, here we go. One of the all-time perfect, like, crossover between gameplay and story where you could have a snowball fight be the introduction on how to play the game. Super brilliant. Okay, I gotta close the door. The fan is too loud. It's too loud. That might put a limit on how long I can stream this though, because it's gonna get real hot in here. Okay. We always go with the default. At least I always go with the default. Actually, usually I go with the default on my first playthrough, and then I'll name them myself on the second playthrough. We're going back to the default. If you're talking about the Dragon Ball shirt, you can get this at Target. Lorenzo, where you going, man? Or I guess I should say, why are you going to Ohio? Okay, I'm just reading these to make sure I'm not forgetting anything important. I don't think so. I've played Tactics many a time. I've only played Advance once all the way through though. No, do not repeat that lesson. I only think you can control one character in this part anyway, so it's probably not that big of a deal. Oh wait, you know what? I think we can just throw this like that. Yes. Which gets this side. It doesn't matter. This is just a tutorial anyway. I feel like I remember when I first played this, I also didn't do a very good job of actually getting my characters to a proper level. So I was always doing like 1 damage to everybody, and it felt really frustrating. So I think that also contributed to the giving up on it. Although I also vaguely remember it being too easy. Which is weird because when I actually played all the way through it last year, it had some challenging parts to it. Oh, watching from Portugal. Thank you, Ricardo. Oh, that's crazy, dude. Isn't it like 2 in the morning there? What time is it in Portugal? 1:08 a.m. I guess that's not that late. Weekend with the fam might check out Cuyahoga Valley. Alright. I've not been there actually. People tell us to go there, but I don't think there's backpacking. So we've never actually bothered going. But I've heard it's very, very nice. Oh, thank you, Ricardo. Did you find the vlogs through the Japan videos? And so a lot of people... I got a lot of subscribers recently from the Japan videos. And it was kind of funny because I haven't been paying attention to the vlog subscriber numbers for a long time. But I think we're about to get to like... Hold on, where are we at? We're at 8.88 thousand. Which is crazy. I love Casey Neistat. Casey Neistat is the best. Might drive to Smoky Mountains tomorrow for a day trip. Let me know how that goes, and let me know how crowded it is, too. Yeah, you know, this game, the story is actually really interesting. Like the dynamic between the 3 main characters and their different motivations, which if you've never played this game, you'll see. We'll get to that in a second, but... Oh, excellent. Hopefully you were in Japan before the virus outbreak. Although their numbers are doing pretty well, so they're probably fine. Sal Delicio, all right, top 3 of all time. I wouldn't place it in my top 3 of all time. This is probably in my top 20 though. Okay, well, long story short, the guy with the yellow hair, that's Marsh, that's the main character. I'm actually, you know what, is it pronounced Marche? I don't actually know. But anyway, he's the main character. He moves into a new city with his brother who's in a wheelchair. The other 2 are Mute and Ritz. And Mute's the kid who always gets picked on. Anyway, they decide to all meet up, and this game is in a genre called isekai, which I don't know what started that exactly. I think it was Brave Story. I don't know if that was actually, hold on, what did start? Let's look that up. There's a book called Brave Story that came out in like 2000, 2004, around the same time as this Brave Story. Oh no, what am I looking at? Isekai. Isekai genre origin. Oh, okay, well it's really old apparently. Okay, never mind. Scratch what I just said about Brave Story. But anyway, it's in the genre of isekai where basically you get transported to another world and there may be parallels to that world or maybe just a completely different world. Since this 2003, there has been pretty much countless isekai stuff. And I think I haven't seen many anime with that. But I watched a few episodes of Sword Art Online. Found it kind of painfully boring, but that got really popular for some reason. Tickets to Japan are still cheap. That's true, but the only problem right now is getting out of the US is probably going to be difficult. Not to mention, you can't even go to Japan right now. Nobody's allowed in Japan. Well, I'm sure citizens are, but... Oh yeah, Google Translate now. Dude, it's so funny. The first time I went to Japan was 2001. Right? Yeah, 2001. So 2 years before this game came out. And at that time, Japan's cell phone technology was like light years ahead of America's, or just the rest of the world, really. And they had flip phones. So when my host sister, when she came to the US like 6 months later, she just brought her flip phone to take pictures with. And at the time I was like, oh my God, what are you doing? All of your pictures are gonna look so bad. Why did you only bring that? You should have brought a real camera. Look at the animation on that tea kettle. That is masterful. Anyway, but now, years later, you could only bring a phone and bring pictures, and your pictures would probably look better than if you brought a real camera because it does so much software to it that you don't have to do any editing on it. Anyways, real quick story explanation. He's talking about how he's in the hospital and all he can do is play games and stuff. And then Mute brought over this book called Final Fantasy, and then they open it, and then you'll see what happens. Michael! Speaking of Japan, we got Michael in the room, and I finished it last year sometime, so not a few months ago. Well, actually, when was that? That had to be at least a year ago. I don't know, somebody can find it in the vlog or something. Michael, if you're still there, have you ever finished this game? I feel like you said that you've played this for hundreds and hundreds of hours, is that correct? I just want to make sure that it's this one as well, not just the first tactics. That's one thing that that from the very beginning I loved about this game was the soundtrack. In fact, I'll go get the soundtrack for the White Melodies arrangement version of this a little bit later. I'll show you that to you guys. That is great. I love that. Oh, wow, that's kind of dark. Let's brighten up that image. That's brighter. Okay. So Michael's 200 to 300 hours would be like my 100 to 150 hours, I feel like. Me too, Mute. I've talked about this before, but there's different types of media that I like. Like some media, I like it, but I would never want to live in the world that the game or the media has. Like Game of Thrones is the classic example. Love Game of Thrones, but to be in that world would be horrific. Final Fantasy though, nope. I would love to live in that world, be in that world. The only question would be, if you lived in the Final Fantasy world, what would the music be like? Like, would just music you hear on the radio be Final Fantasy music? Or while you're walking around, you hear it in the air? I'd actually really like that. I do not have any other social media, no. I only... Oh, yeah. GBA games on the Switch. That'd be great. I don't know, so Nintendo just doesn't like money. I don't understand. Why not just give these games to us? Like, and this game maybe is a little more understandable because you'd have to negotiate rights with Square Enix and blah, blah, blah. But just any of their games, like, why not just give us all of your games already? The sheer body odor in Game of Thrones world would have killed me. Yeah, that'd be real bad. Okay, oh, anyways, this is where the transformation occurs. Everybody turns into the isekai creatures and the world changes, blah, blah, blah. Also, this is like my favorite opening in a game, partially because it opens in a snowy village. Well, first of all, I love the graphical style, right? Pixel art just speaks to me on a visceral level. But the fact that it starts in a snowy village, oh man, it's so perfect. Ever played Doom and Destiny? No, I've never heard of that. Unless you're talking about have you played Doom and have you played Destiny. I've played both of those. Oh, Places with Poth, thank you for the $5. Sent you an email taking a national park road trip, reservations at a bunch of national park campsites if you or any of A wants a tent up. Thank you very much. I will check the email. I will say though, off the top of my head, traveling right now, I'm not sure I'm quite ready to do that. Especially in a national park because the number of people there, I would want to go to a place a little more secluded because US coronavirus numbers are bad. Real bad. Adventure Archives does not have a website. Although we do have a guy we're talking to, one of our viewers. He just offered to say, hey, I got spare time. Check out this draft of a website that I made for you guys. It looked awesome. I don't know if he's worked on it since then. But I guess my question would be, what would you want on a website? There is a Discord. If anybody is on the Discord, feel free to link that. Wait, I wasn't listening. What did he say the laws were? Items, no items. Okay. Cool. Doom and Destiny is an indie 8-bit RPG available on Xbox and PS4. You would love it, I promise. Well, thank you for the recommendation, but many people have said that I would love things. And then when I actually play it, I'm like, don't love it. But there's... I'm being pessimistic here, because there's been plenty of times where people have recommended things to me, and they were spot on. Most recently, being the show Barry. That show is hilarious and also really, really good. It's got Better Call Saul vibes. Although Better Call Saul is it takes itself a lot more seriously than Barry does. Barry just like will do bizarre things, like fourth wall breaking humor. Not exactly fourth wall breaking humor, but the tone is fourth wall breaking. It just doesn't match with the reality of it at all. But it works somehow. There's only 2 seasons of it though, unfortunately. And the second one got delayed. Or not the second one, the third one. Oh, but anyways, Places with Pod, thank you very much for the invite. I will respond to your email. Once I read it. Which video game do you want to see made into a big budget movie series? Probably Metal Gear Solid. I feel like Metal Gear would transition to movies the best because it's basically a movie already. Like a lot of other things, like the Holy Grail for a long time was a Halo movie. But outside of like the spectacle and like the Michael Bay sort of action you could do with that, the story itself is not, I feel like what has been told already. Well, really, I only really enjoyed the story of the first game. After that, it was just dumb, but... well, not dumb, but... it didn't hit that high that the first game hit. And the big part about Halo is that it's like the atmosphere of being in the game. But yeah, anyway, Metal Gear Solid, I feel like would transition really well. Which they're actually working on one. The dude who did Skull Island is the director, but that seems to be in development limbo, or just is never gonna get made, I don't know. Oh, this music, dude, Hitoshi Sakimoto is like a freaking genius. Actually, a lot of his style, especially from this game, is very much in my, what am I trying to say? It influenced me a lot. Like, especially, I'll try to point it out when a song comes up, but like, it's like these French horns in the background that kind of, there's like a main melody going on and then we'll have a secondary melody with the, I'll try to point out one of the songs. Which movies do you want to see made into video games? I don't have a good answer for that. Inception would be cool. You could do a lot with the movie Inception. Because you kind of just go hog wild. Oh, it is so hot in here. You could post a guide for each adventure, like an itinerary. Yeah, people have asked for that before, actually. The only reason we haven't done that before is because how do I phrase this without sounding too lazy? Well, let me just say, it's just laziness. It's also partially because we are so haphazard when we plan in the first place that I feel like there's this sense that people have that we do a lot of planning and, you know, make sure all of our ducks are in a row and we know what we're doing. Well, I think initially that's the sense that people get. And then once you've seen enough of our stuff or interacted with us enough on live streams or whatever, and seen the behind the scenes enough, then you start to realize that all we really know how to do is just make the videos. Like everything else around it, well, Andrew obviously knows lots of plant stuff and he knows how to do some bushcraft stuff. But everything else around it is just like, you know, I think that, but that's kind of my general philosophy is, and this is not necessarily a good philosophy, and I don't necessarily think it's the right way to do things for most people. Well, I guess to an extent I do think that, but at least for me, I like to focus as hard as I can on the things that I want to do and spend as much time doing those as possible. I've talked about this before, so I apologize if I'm telling this story again. But I had a Zumba studio, right? The reason my mother and we opened that Zumba studio was to teach classes to people that we thought were fun, okay? It wasn't about losing weight, it wasn't even about getting in shape, it was literally just to have fun dancing, okay, as a group with music. That's the thing that I really wanted to do, okay? But opening your own studio makes it so that that is 10% of what you do. The other 90% that you spend your time on is all the stuff that I would never want to do. Cleaning bathrooms, stocking the bathroom, cleaning the front area, doing accounting, trying to figure out how to get new customers, trying to figure out how to make a studio with construction. Like literally we spent months. We spent like 2 months building the initial studio. Then we spent like a month and a half building the second studio while still teaching classes. And it's just like, dude, you gotta focus on the things that you actually wanna do, because if you buy into the idea of building and building and building and building and building and building, get more success, and then expanding, it's like the classic Macross Plus. He's like, oh, you could have been promoted like 20 times by now. And he's like, if they promote you too much, you don't get to fly anymore. And that's just the basic gist of it, right? Is I want to spend all of my time actually going on the trips and making the videos. I don't want to spend any time doing something else or something tangential to that. Oh man, how can we like get brand deals and sponsorships and get more money and more subscribe? Like the big one, yeah, that's a big one. Like doing all that, yeah, we could get a lot more money. But then we'd have to do something for somebody else. And that's fine, but I want to do the things that we really like making. And that sounds like, I almost feel bad saying that because it sounds so like childish. But at the same time, it's like, okay, if I'm making enough money, or we're making enough money, and we're surviving, then is it really that important to just keep growing like this cancerous idea of just, oh man, if I can get bigger and bigger and then blah, blah, blah. That's a big tangent. What was even the original question? Oh, the itinerary. Okay, anyways, my point is, what was my point? The point is to focus on what you want to do. And if it's like the fishing story. Like there's a fisherman, right? You see it on the Jimmy John's plaque. Like if you go to Jimmy John's and you start reading all the plaques on the walls. I'm giving you guys that sweet Jimmy John's, sweet Jimmy John's philosophy. You got the the fisherman. And he says, so the little businessman, he comes in and he's like, oh, fisherman, what's up, man? And he goes, hold on, Okay, he goes, so what do you do all day? So I get up and I eat breakfast with my family, and then I go fish, and then I come back home, and then I've got a few fish. We cook up the fish, we eat dinner, and then I go to bed. It's like, oh, if you like made a business and got fish and stuff, then you could like sell them and you could become a brand and you could get bigger and blah blah blah. I'm telling this story really badly, but if you've ever been to Jimmy John's, you know what I'm talking about. What am I even supposed to do? I'm supposed to go pick the herbs, right? Yeah. Do I have a clan now? Did I name my clan already? Because I don't want the default Nutsy. Long story short, the thing that I'm really ambitious about, like, I'm not ambitious about those type of things, like, oh man, how can we like get brand deals and sponsors? In fact, we've never had a sponsor or sponsorship or anything like that. But the thing that I'm ambitious about is trying to. Well, I'm not even exactly ambitious. This is the thing that I want to be ambitious about. Is trying to go to more places and make more videos. But it's like the energy and motivation will wax and wane on that, and that's the thing that's like I'd like to push harder on. Ooh, Uncharted. Yeah, that'd make for a good movie. They should do Nathan Fillion as an old, or I guess older, Nathan Drake. That would be fantastic. OP build is dual wielding. Dual wielding paladin, okay. Yeah, Michael, I'm playing this on the GameCube through the OSSC. Sorry, I'm just reading the chat. Hold on. Yeah, what on earth did Jimmy John's have to do with anything? Oh, Mr. Y, that's a good idea. That's a great idea. Wait, BJ! You're from Guam also? That's crazy. Let's do this so we can make the camera bigger. Ooh, that's kind of too much detail. I don't know how I feel about that. Is that centered? That's probably close enough, right? Okay. I suppose I could have expanded the game a bit, but that's alright. Okay, let's play. Here we go. Is this an archer? Yes, right? Try again, Michael, if you can't put a link. Let me see if I can make you a moderator. Yeah. Okay, Michael, you're a moderator, so you should be able to put a link if you're still there. If I remember correctly, you can still get experience in this game when you do stuff that doesn't matter. I don't remember though. Oh, yep. Yep, definitely can. Oh, wow, BJ. Okay, so you were also from Guam? Yeah, those cookies were good, man. You know what they taste like? They taste like... Okay, well, let me tell a story first. It was... I think I was a freshman. And I was at my friend's dorm. And then one of his, like, dorm mates came over. And I was eating a bag of cookies that my mom had sent to me. We were eating a bag of cookies that my mom sent to me. And I was like, oh, here, you want some? And he ate it, and he was like, oh, these are mom cookies, aren't they? And this basically just means homemade cookies, but those Chamorro chip cookies basically tasted like a little more crispy version of mom cookies. Which I guess is also to say that they tasted real and not like, you know, Chips Ahoy. Oops. Something else I was gonna say. Oh, Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition. I'm on the fence about it. On the one hand, I would really like to see what Xenoblade is all about, finally. I actually own the second game because I got it on sale at Target for not $2, $20. It was a, turns out there was a pricing error, but I got an order in before the error got fixed. Which I also didn't know was a pricing error until after I had already made the order. It was supposed to be the expansion was on sale. But anyway, that's those really long RPGs. I'm just like, oh man, I don't want to start it and then not finish it. I've done that so many times that if it's the first time I'm experiencing the game, I want to set aside some time to actually be able to play it, but also, it's so daunting to even think about starting it. Which actually, I lucked out with Death Stranding, because if I had known Death Stranding was going to be 44 hours long, for me, I would have been much more hesitant to start it. But it grabbed me so much anyway that 44 hours didn't even seem like a lot. Dude, I would absolutely get digital every single time so we could share games. How was I going to end that sentence? Let me rephrase. I absolutely want to get digital every time so that we could share games, but I can't do it. You know I can't do it. I mean, there's just so many things going against digital. The only thing digital has that I really, really like is sharing games and having all of your games on one system at once. Because... what? Already, man. What? We gotta find out what the law was. It's like no great swords or something? No swords?! Well. I should've... You can actually change the law just by moving around a bit before you actually do the fight. If I had read what the law was, I would have done that. Okay, well. We're gonna have to finish this off with everybody else. Close enough? You gotta go. Oh, right here is probably good. Actually, Famous Amos is really good, isn't it? Famous Amos on the level of store-bought... Man, Famous Amos sounds so good right now. Oh! On the level of store-bought cookies, I feel like Famous Amos is probably my favorite chocolate chip cookies. I mean, I grew up eating Chips Ahoy. But that's just because that's just what my parents bought. I didn't know how good Famous Amos was until I was much older. Who here was there for that stream where I was in the hotel room eating that bag of Famous Amos cookies? That was a good stream. I don't remember when that was. Like the date, I remember when it happened, but... Oh, the New York vlogs. Wow, man, that New York is so traumatic for me that I haven't even watched those. I forgot that those vlogs even existed, A. And I haven't rewatched them since I made them. God, just New York and me just... New York feels like... New York feels as oppressive to me as watching, like, the movie, the original Blade Runner, and imagining what it would be like to live in that world. That's what New York feels like to me. It's very true, Michael. See, I don't mind replaying a game over and over again. But it's like the investment to get started on a new one, it just... I don't know. That's the... I wonder if that's something that's hardwired into humans or it just happens to certain people. So when you get older, you get more conservative in that way, and you're like, new stuff! I don't want new stuff, I want the same thing I've been playing for... How long has it been? 17 years now? For this game? Is anybody else injured? Oh, she's injured, wow. Let's go heal her. Also, if this actually turns into a full playthrough of this game, I would be very, very surprised. Because the other way that I engage with old games is I just start it, and I'm like, oh, I really want to play that, and then I play it a bit, and I'm like, okay, I've got my fill. In fact, what we would be playing today is if I had finished hacking my PlayStation Vita, would be Tactics Ogre. But Michael, I never got past that step that I was telling you about. I haven't done it since then. Okay, Sanwar was at the legendary hotel stream. Oh, Sal was too? Oh, and I guess Marie was too. Okay, I thought at least somebody had to be there. You know, it's like New York, I am totally happy for the people who love New York. Like, it has so much going for it, and it's such an interesting place. I just can't do it. Oh man, I can't do it. And the last time I went there was at the height of summer. There was just a sheen of sweat on your body 24 hours a day. In the apartment, outside of the apartment, anywhere. Well, maybe in places with really powerful air conditioning it wasn't like that. Oh man, it's just awful. And you're covered with dirt and grime. Like, you get back, I was staying at my buddy's apartment. Every day we got back from whatever it is we were doing. Oh, no Lord. Uh-oh. Whenever we got back from whatever we were doing, just literally covered in like grime. Like, you could go like this and there'd be black stuff on your hand. And then if you like blew your nose, it'd just be black. Oh man, Bluebell ice cream. Michio! Man, there's been a lot of Final Fantasy Tactics Advance lovers in here today. Sal Delicio said it was his top 3. Michio says one of his favorite games. Michael's played it for 300 hours. Yeah, that's exactly the feeling. Watch Seinfeld over and over again, you know. I unlisted the last one I did. I don't know, I was talking about Trump or something and I didn't want it staying up there. Although I don't really care so much about that. I was probably talking about other political stuff. I think it's so far beyond the pale now that if you still are supporting Trump, like, I don't even know what to say to you. And if you don't see the problems that I have with him, then I also don't know what to say to you. Banana peanut butter ice cream. That sounds good. Rura Pimp. I've never touched a FF game. I think, well, they're not for everybody for sure. People get different things out of them. Like, a lot of people just get the gameplay out of it. I like the gameplay a lot, but definitely the biggest appeal for me is the story, world, and environment. And music, of course. In fact, music's probably number one. Oh, Michio! Oh, you missed the beginning of the stream. I'll talk about that in a second. Hold on. Okay, yeah, so Michio, people who don't like this game that really like the original game, I was in that camp when this game first came out. And the big reason is expectations. Like, I expected this game to be... Oh, this song's so good. I expected this game to be, not Rumors, the original, and have the same tone as the original. So I couldn't get over that. I still don't have my other clan members, though. I need another person. How do you get other people? I can't... Oh, Monster... No, not Monster Bank. Anyway, last year when I Well... I don't remember when I fully turned around on the game. Maybe it was last year. Anyways, when I finally gave it a shot, the story itself I even really, really like. Like, it has a lot more nuance and the ambiguity of the ending, and you're like, oh, yeah. Not the ending, like, it's very definitive, but the motivations of each character is really interesting. Okay. First things first, I need to go to the menu and see, did I get my clan yet? No, right? And I can't add anybody yet, right? Let's see if we can get the dude out of prison, too. Yeah, let's just pay it. What was Carter? Oh, okay, yeah. Oops. Wait, I probably have to accept that mission first, don't I? You know, even gameplay-wise, though, Final Fantasy 13 doesn't get quite enough credit. Because I understand, like, it's very linear, but that's never been a complaint of mine, that games are linear. Linear games are great, man. Mario is a linear game. Nothing gets more linear than that, and it's a fantastic game. In exploration, like, that's never really been Final Fantasy's strong suit. This is what we want to do, right? Yeah. Final Fantasy's strong suit has always been the battles, and I feel like Final Fantasy 13 actually had pretty fun battles. Maybe a lot of people didn't like the story because it was kind of nonsensical, but enjoy a good nonsensical story. Oh man, I forgot to check the daggone laws. And I forgot to daggone save. How do I even check? Stop? Okay, no problem. We're good. Alright, Lizzo's back in action here. I'm gonna have to move Mark Blanc. Elias. Elias. Julian. Karen. How's that cutting? I realized after playing Death Stranding that I love side quests. Like just simple fetch quests, I actually really enjoy those. I don't know why exactly. Like Final Fantasy 15, a lot of side quests were just straight up fetch quests, right? Loved it. Lightning Returns, Final Fantasy 13, that was just like side quest the game. Loved it. Death Stranding, couldn't get any more side quests the game. Ooh, it's getting hot. I'm gonna have to open that door. Oh my god, it's 10 degrees hotter in here, at least. Celsius. Okay, I saved this for the stream. Check this out. Got the San Pellegrino. Okay. I'm gonna open up right next to the microphone, so be ready. It's gonna get sparkly. Oh, we're gonna pour it right in front of the microphone too. Ah! Oh my god, that is the best thing ever. Wait, we were doing a stream for our patrons a few days ago. No, last week. And apparently people don't like sparkling water. Can you guys come out of the woodwork and explain yourself, please? It wouldn't be one of my streams unless I call out people for their tastes. Ah. Okay, how's this dude doing? Oh, 13! He already took a beating. I will say a big problem with this game is the equipment system, in that it's really hard to compare equipment, especially when you're buying it. And it's very annoying. So you have to go back and forth through the menus. It doesn't specifically show you, oh, this is +5 better than what they already have. In fact, that is so annoying that I almost thought it was a bug. And I've looked online and I don't think it's a bug, but when I get to that part, you guys can help me out and see if I'm actually wrong about that. Because I'd love to be wrong about that. This is actually one of my less favorite songs of the soundtrack. It's got that little not my favorite. I will say though, like, composing as well as this guy would be that's a life goal to eventually hit. To make one song that is complex and rich, as complex and rich as one of his songs. I would feel like I'm a moderate success in life if I could do that. I've hit an average life if I could do that. If you just did the main missions, how long would Death Stranding be? You'd probably do it in 20 to 30. I probably spends a good 10 hours building roads. I'm always surprised at how many people didn't like FF12 because I thought it was one of the best. Yeah, you know, that's another thing. I think Final Fantasy has done a lot of really interesting, weird things. Like the fact that they made a game where it auto battles, which really is just taking out the manual selecting. You're still doing the same thing because you're making the decision in the menus. So the fact that people got, I think people just couldn't get over the idea of it. Well, I don't know. There's probably a lot of different reasons people didn't like it, but yeah, I thought it was great. You like Metal Gear, of course you like Nonsensical. This is true. I like Kingdom Hearts as well. Kingdom Hearts is the king of nonsensical. Yeah, that Final Fantasy Twitch stream where you bet on the matches is so funny, dude. I love that. I didn't mean to have him facing that direction. Now he's gonna get hit really hard. With an 85% chance. Oh! Elias! Elias! I don't know how to pronounce your name. Good work! I think it's called Battlegrounds, like Final Fantasy Tactics Battlegrounds, the Twitch thing. I played Morrowind for like 2 years doing nothing but side quests. Maybe I really would like the Skyrim series, or the Elder Scrolls series. Because I had never played one. But people always rant and rave about it. I think the big reason for that is that I don't like that aesthetic. Which I know is sacrilege to say, but I don't like the Lord of the Rings, Game of Thrones. For some reason I like Game of Thrones, but that aesthetic is still not my let me rephrase. That aesthetic is not my bread and butter, the kind that I really like. Like I like the fantasy genre as seen through a Japanese lens, which is basically Final Fantasy. So anyways, I just don't like the way Elder Scrolls looks, and that's always turned me off of it. But I've seen how it can be a very fun game. Wait, why doesn't Lizzo have a sword? Did Lizzo lose her sword when she went to jail? If you don't like sparkling water, I don't know what to say to you. Let me ask this question. For anybody who doesn't like sparkling water, do you like any other bitter drinks? Because I think that's the thing with sparkling water, is that it has a bitterness to it. And if you don't like bitter stuff at all, then you probably won't like sparkling water. Like me and Andrew were talking about that. We were talking about how great a cold beer is, but really, all we really want is the coldness and the carbonation. So sparkling water accomplishes that. And you could say that any type of fizzy drink accomplishes that, but man, regular pop is just too sugary, man. I've had my fill for like a lifetime when I was a kid. Like I drank so much pop as a kid. Imagine how healthy I would be if I had never drank pop as a kid. All the sugar damage to my body. Yes. You trying to sleep already?
No, you're fine. I was just gonna say, I saw that you were streaming. I turned it on just in time to hear the studio story, and then I had to get off, and then I turned it back on just to hear about the mom cookies.
It was just talking about you the whole stream.
It's good after you dissed me so bad last night.
Wait, I dissed you?
No, I didn't really. I was telling you about my promotion, and then started talking about the Pellegrino can.
I'll tell them that story in a second. Oh my god, too funny. Wow, she's hurt. Okay, let me get caught up in chat and then I'll tell that story real quick. Yeah, I don't understand the. You know, my only guess about the equipment system in Final Fantasy, or in this game versus the original, is that they couldn't handle the fitting room and that whole equipment system in the Game Boy Advance. Like maybe it wasn't powerful enough. Which sounds weird, like it's just a menu, but I don't know. Maybe it was also the screen real estate was so small that they were trying to get rid of the complexity. Okay, let's see. Yeah, I know that you don't like bit or anything, Michael. That's what made me think of it, actually. If they've already been shelled and salted, does that also mean they've been roasted? I mean, I would assume so. Okay, anyway, so yesterday my mom, she comes home from her work. She works at a senior activity center. And she runs the not the fitness program, but the Zumba classes, basically. All the adult exercise classes at night. It's a long story. Anyway, the point is that she used to be the volunteer coordinator. So she comes home and she goes, I got a new job today. And I was like, oh, okay. And she says, I'm now going to be the
Activities director.
Oh, now you're the activities director. Well, no, I said volunteer coordinator, didn't I?
That's what I was.
Okay, that's what you were. Okay, then I had it right. Okay. She said, I'm not gonna be. Well, no, you stay here so I can make sure I'm getting the story right. She said, I'm going to be the activities coordinator, right?
Yes.
And then what else did you say after that?
Nothing, because then you went, well, two thoughts.
Okay. Okay, so when she said that, well, let me. I mean, I don't know what order to tell this in. I go, two thoughts. And then I think it occurred to me, I was like, wait, I didn't let you follow.
Didn't respond at all.
So then we started laughing for like 5 minutes. Why can't he act? I mean, I'm not telling the story very well. I'm trying to concentrate on too many things. Okay, so we started laughing for a long time, and then I was like, okay, well, let me tell you what I was gonna say. And what I was gonna say was just some random comment about the San Pellegrino bottle. And then it finally occurred to me, I was like, oh, this is an actual new job. This is not just a new job title. Because you got a new job title before, right?
I did.
Okay, yeah, you got
last year.
You got a new job title before. So I was like, oh yeah, this is another job title. Which even that is still pretty callous. It's like, oh, okay, great, you got a new job title. Okay, let me talk about what I wanted to talk about. This stupid can.
The thought about the can was interesting.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, anyway. It was funny. The whole point was that I ignored whatever my mom was saying. I go, that's great. Your story's very interesting. Let me just talk about what I wanted to talk about. Whew. Oh, okay, yeah. You know, we need to get out of this level in the first place because I'm tired of this song as well. That's one nice thing about this game is that, oh dang it, your characters can't permadeath like they can in the original. Am I on the right plane? Okay, good. Hold on, wait. Alex, this is your favorite game? I knew that you streamed it, but I didn't know it was your favorite game. Dude, this game is a lot of people's favorites. Or at least almost favorite. Sanwar, I will let you know that you said hi to my mother. Aaron, yes, this should be at 60 frames per second, but I don't know if it's not working or something. Thank you, Claire. Like this part of the song. It's got that merry-go-round in the background. As somebody who's written lots of bad music, I get it. It's like when you come up with something, you're like, oh, that kind of fits. And you just leave it. I don't know, has anybody... I know, who was talking about Tactics Advance earlier? Or Tactics Advance 2 earlier. Yeah, I don't know if it has judge rules. I think it does. I have that game, but I only started it. I didn't actually play through it. Okay, first we gotta save. Okay, which one? They seem the same. Guess we'll do the one with less missions. Sell you on the Final Fantasy series in 15 seconds or less? Well, I think 15 seconds has elapsed, but let me see if I can come up with a 15-second pitch. I searched for my master, the late Dr. Dalalay's thesis. It was taken from me by bandits as I crossed the Ludia Pass. Let's take it. Let's do it. Wait, did I just do Ludia Pass? Because if that was Ludia Pass, we don't want to do that music again. Oh, yep, it was. We're not going there again. Oops, I don't care about the rumors. Fire, fire on grass green street. Oh, that means there's gonna be lots of fire people. We shouldn't do that one yet. Oh, we Ludia Pass as well. Actually, the music might not be the same. Where's this one at? Up in the mountains. Wait, what is this? Oh, it's a dispatch mission. Probably have Lizzo do it. You know what? let's go to the store and get everybody equipped first. Oh, this is one of the all-time best songs right here. It's so good. Okay. So, yeah, so here, right here, man, there's no fitting room. So I have no idea what works for who. You can do select, and then you can see what works for what job class, which is something. But you can't even see who's wearing what. It's very, very difficult to deal with. And it's so difficult to deal with, it makes me not even want to do it. So, I'm not going to. I think she just got unequipped. Is that what happened? Yep. No problem. Chain blades. Dapper shield. Okay, let's see here. Let's put, see, wait, this is... Oh wait, but you can do one thing. You can do this, you press... There's like... What can you press? There's something you can press that could to compare. Is it B? No, A. Oh, R. No? There's a way to compare these, isn't there? Help me out here. If anybody knows, I could have sworn there was a way to see what the increase was going to be. And it's something very unintuitive. I guess I just gotta look. Defense 140. 146. No, I swear there's a way to see. Oh, maybe it's start. It's start. Yes. Okay. Look how unintuitive that is. How are you supposed to know that? Okay, cool. Well, that's all. Okay. Can he? No. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Oh man, the depth. The depth. We don't need that shield barrel or whatever. Let's put that item on him. Dun, dun, dun. See, playing RPGs on a stream is very difficult. I'm very impressed with people who can stream and still talk and play the game well. Like, there's a dude, the 8-Bit Drummer on Twitch. That guy is literally just like playing his ass off on the drums, looking at chat, talking with people. It was very impressive. Okay, let's just do Pieces Hunt. Let's see what happens. What do I think of Billie Eilish songs? That is super random. Let's see what the law is. Missile, recommends swords. Ooh, this is perfect. Well, forbidden is lightning, recommended wind. Okay, I think. Does Mont Blanc have wind? I've only heard one Billie Eilish song, which is Bad Guy. And I think that is a great song, but it needs a... It really badly needs a bridge section, and the ending I really don't like. But everything else I love. Music video is fantastic. The song itself is so much fun. It's good. I was gonna say fun to dance to, but it's just straight up fun. Oh, I never finished my thought about the bitter stuff. I just like bitter drinks now. Like, I like the taste of beer. I don't like getting hungover. Right? And not even so much getting hungover, just the feeling of having drunk a beer. Getting drunk is super fun, but the toxic parts of it is not fun. But like a non-alcoholic beer, yeah, I'll drink that. Tastes like dirt, I'll take that. Coffee, give it to me black, baby. Marie. Yeah, that's certainly true to an extent. Eponine. Am I out of people? Yeah, I'm out of people. What is she? A fencer? Yeah, let's just start it. Let's do it. What is that? Oh my god. What game gives you the most nostalgia? It just like depends on the day. I mean, there's no specific game that is the most nostalgic. That's it. Yeah, it depends on the day. I know that's a terrible answer. Super unsatisfying answer. Let me just pick one. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with Final Fantasy IX right now because I can remember when I got that game. It was like Christmas of 2000. My brother got it for me. I think that was at the time where it's still like you get each other gifts, but it's still your parents buying it. But I don't know, maybe he had some money. He might have actually had some money at that point. He was working at he worked at a furniture store. He's a delivery person. Oh, he was the original Death Stranding. He was doing Death Stranding in high school. Anyways, he bought me Final Fantasy IX. He had already kind of stopped playing video games at that point. And at the time, we were both kind of disappointed by Final Fantasy VIII when that came out. Although he had kind of stopped playing by then too. But anyways, Final Fantasy IX looked like a return to form, and I was really excited to play it. And I just remember getting to, I think the town is called Clayra. It's like the first town you go to that's like outside of the Mist continent. It's like the unexplored area, and just had such a, I don't know, unique feeling, and it gave that sense of, oh man, I really am on an adventure, and I'm on this place that I've never been to before, and even the people in the world don't go to, and that was great. See you, Sal. Papa sticker. Though, thought he'll think they're stupid. I did it first too, but they're so comfortable. Adrian Johnson, I have no idea what you're talking about. What is a Papa sticker? Oh, pop socket. Yeah, no, I'm all about the pop sockets, man. Works so well. I hate the way they look. I mean, they look stupid, but they're great. The functionality of pop socket is, you can't argue with it. The aesthetics of it, like, you also can't argue with it. They look terrible. But the way they work, Also, is this still the same damn song? This is the same damn song. No, cancel. 1 damage. We're not doing that. So we gotta see if we can do multi-hit, baby. No, nobody's really in range for multi-hits. I also didn't look at the winning conditions. I assume it's just get everybody, but I wasn't paying attention. What's actually funny, Michael, is that my roommate, when I was in New York, he commented on that. Like, not long after we first started living together, he was like, he introduced me to Flight of the Conchords, and I was immediately like, this is the best thing I've ever seen in my life. And I started quoting the first episode, and he was like, dude, you remember it already? And I was like, yes. My memory is terrible for some things, though. A very selective memory, I guess. But for when I bought video games, I could tell you, for whatever reason, I could tell you where, the circumstance, the price that I paid for it. Some of them, well, especially recently, are not quite as solid. Like, I can't tell you the exact specifics. Like, Jedi Fallen Order, I can't remember when exactly I bought it, but it was on sale. It wasn't on launch date. And I can't remember if it was Target or Best Buy that I bought it at. So that one's a little bit hazy. But I believe it was a day or two before Thanksgiving last year. Death Stranding, though, that's a funny story. I bought it. Don't do this. This is so stupid. And, like, even when I did it, I was like, what am I doing? This is a waste of time. I bought it... Oh, dang, I can't remember the exact circumstances. Okay, well, I can get close enough. Basically, I bought it. I don't think it was at full price, but it was, like, on a slight sale. I think it was, like... Dang, I can't remember now. Okay, well, it was either at full price or a slight sale, like maybe $10 off, so maybe it was like 50 bucks, right? And I was like, cool, okay, great. I had it for like 2 weeks. I hadn't even had time to play it yet. I also can't remember. Oh, I bought it from Best Buy. And then Best Buy had a sale where it was literally like 30 bucks. And I was like, oh man. No, okay, so it must have been full price. It was like half off. And I was like, okay, am I really gonna do this? So I bought it for the sale price as well. And then I took the unopened sale copy and returned it as my original non-sale copy. And that's technically could be considered fraud, but since the items are identical, I feel like it's a little more gray. And considering some of the other stuff I've done before, I think I'm cool on that one. But even after I did it, I was like, dude, this is a waste of time. What am I even doing? It's like 20 bucks. No, 30 bucks. But that was a big price difference, so I was like, oh, I gotta do it. But even as I did it, I felt bad about doing it. So don't do what Donnie Don't does. Also, it turns out I really enjoyed the game, so I wouldn't mind paying full price for it. I've tried the game on PC many times. The only time I really game on PC now is actually playing with Michael and our buddy AJ. Just like by myself, like the last PC game I played from start to finish was Well, I can't even remember the last one I did before this was Ace Combat 7. Which actually, I can tell you where I bought that too. I bought it on sale at indiegala.com. Which is a weird site to buy from, but they had a really good price on it. It was like maybe $30 or $35. That's a great game, man. Highly recommend it. But I don't play on PC games just because my chair is super uncomfortable. Like, the only reason I'm playing in this room is so I can stream, but I actually recently put a 50-foot HDMI cable all the way to the other room, and I got a wireless keyboard trackpad thing, so I could play at my in my living room. And I got an Xbox controller and everything, but I haven't had any games. Death Stranding I probably would have played on PC had it already been out, and if I didn't already own... Well, those are two big caveats, I suppose. But I would have played it on PC because of that 60 frames per second. But yeah, in general, not too big on PC games. The first copy of Death Stranding was only like 2 weeks old, man. Like, it was literally like 2 weeks later that... It must have been a Black Friday sale. Right? That had to be what it was. But the game had only been out for like a week or two, man. It was like November... It came out November 9th, I think. And then on Thanksgiving, man. A boss of mine would get the Xbox 360 and have it for 2 weeks, then return it. He did it multiple times. Okay, I've never done anything that bad. And you know, also once you have like, just like a modicum of income, just like enough money that you can actually buy things like, okay, this is a good price and I like this and I'll pay for it. Just like doing that stupid, like, pinching every penny. Especially if it's not, if it's like morally gray, you're just like, okay, whatever, this does not matter that much. Also, I really, the dude on Twitter named Wario64, he posts video game deals all the time. This is not the same song, right? Is it? I don't remember. Anyways, he posts video game deals all the time, and I would used to go look at his Twitter. Even without an account, I was just like, oh, let me go see if he got any deals. And that is such a dumb thing to do. It's like, first of all, if you ever want to get through your backlog and play the games you already own, which actually, at my current state of my backlog, I'm happy with the games that I have and haven't played. This guy, right? Yeah. For the most part. There's nothing too glaring that... Yeah, for the most part. I mean, there's some things, but anyway. Okay, this is the same song. Yeah, here's that stupid part. What was I talking about? Anyways, looking at deals is like, it's the dumbest thing. It's like putting chocolate chip cookies in front of your face all day and wondering why you're eating so many chocolate chip cookies. Well, don't put them in front of your face, man. Because there's this psychology, it's like when the deals are really good, you're like, oh, I gotta get it now. Even though I'm not gonna play it now. It's like, well, they go on sale all the time, especially digital games now. Unless there's some chance of the game selling out, there's no reason to do that. It's always going to go on sale again, so just get it when you're ready to play it. And even if it's not on sale, when you're ready to play it and you just get it and spend the money, that is better money spent than spending like if the game is like $20 regular and it's $10 on sale. I mean, obviously it depends on the price, but even then, the price is only ever going to be a max of $60. I mean, that might go up with the next generation. Can I revive her? Oh, I can. I got Phoenix Downs. The max it's ever going to get is $60, okay? And it usually only gets cheaper than that, so there's no real reason to get all... What's the word? FOMO? No, that's not exactly the word I was looking for. Whatever, I'll just use it anyway. There's no reason to get all FOMO about it for it being super on sale, because it's just like, you're not going to play it anyway, you're just literally throwing away money right now. It would be better to wait and even pay like close to full price. Okay, but back to that $10 example. Like Grandia 2 HD, right? I keep looking at that when it's on sale, it's $9.99. I'm like, I would love to replay that at some point. But it's like, well, when you're ready to replay it, you can just pay $20. You'll spend an extra $10. Is that really such a big deal? Especially if you're really going to enjoy it. Because if you have the $10, not only might you never play that game, because like it may never come up that you'll want to play it or have the opportunity to play it. You'll also have the guilt of having added to this like collection of stuff that you spent money on that you're never actually going to touch. Oh, you know, Spalding 1250. You know, I probably could have done that with Death Stranding. I guess all's well that ends well with that one anyway, because they literally got a sealed copy exactly the same as if I had just waited, you know, to return it. Alex, if you critique my tactics, then, I mean, it's just gonna be a bloodbath, especially with the way I've been playing right now. I'm barely even able to play the game while doing this, or while talking. DLC, Mass Effect has DLC that's more money than Mass Effect 3. Yeah, the DLC thing is real bad. Actually, my brother was just complaining about that. He was like, it's like, are there any other games like Starlink? His kid really likes that game, but to get any of the new ships and stuff, you have to pay money for it. And he keeps having to explain to him, he's like, no, you can't do any of the new cool stuff because you have to pay money for it. Which, you know, I guess would be fine if... Should I kill this dude, or is there a better dude I can kill? That's fine. But it's like, it gets so prohibitively expensive, and it's like... On another, just like, kind of more... base level, you don't want to spend a bunch of more money on something you've already spent money on. It's like, I just want the thing. And I don't think that's being like a crotchety old person who can't get with the times. That's just like a bad business practice that nobody likes, where they sell you piecemeal on things. And I get it, because it's like you're trying to make money back, and game development is very, very expensive. But if you... Okay, well, let me say this. Monetization schemes that, like, the DLC add-on stuff doesn't bother me so much as compared to, well, cosmetic items bother me a little bit. Like the stuff in Starlink, I don't like that so much. But stuff like extra scenarios or levels or like add-on expansions, that's the word I'm looking for, expansions to the story, that's something you actually had to develop and work on, and you feel like you're actually getting more game, right? So you're paying for something. But monetization schemes that are tied into gameplay, those are the ones I won't even play those games. If there's a monetization, have I played a game? I don't think I've actually played a game that has some sort of monetization scheme built into the gameplay. It's like where you have to pay for like actual gameplay changing things. Like in this game, it'd be like you pay for potions, for example, or like you could pay for making your character more powerful. That type of stuff, I don't want to have anything to do with it. Not to sound too pretentious, but it like sullies the sanctity of the game, like the gameplay, like the soul of the game. It's just like disgusting, dude. I understand that we live in a capitalist society and you gotta make money, but there's gotta be better ways. On the flip side, I like free-to-play games. Sometimes I wish they would just charge for the game. Just charge for the game and don't make me have to do all this free-to-play garbage. Well, I mean, I don't even play those type of games that have a gameplay involved. But like Apex Legends, for example, I played that game for like 50 or 60 hours. I have not spent a single cent on that game because everything that they offer in their DLC, or not the DLC, the monetization, the stuff that you can pay for, I don't want it. Like, it's all cosmetics that I don't care about. So on the one hand, I'm kind of like, oh, I just want to like pay for something so that I feel like I'm letting the developers know, like, oh, I like this game. I thought this was worth money, and I have now paid some money to play this game. But I don't want to spend money on any of the stuff that they're offering, so I may still pay for some anyway. I do really like that game. It's a great game. Oh, okay, that Spalding is, like, I agree completely. I feel like the brain treats sales as a survival instinct. If I don't forage food right now, I'm gonna starve later. I have enough games to last me for a long time, but what if I need this one? There's something with our DNA that causes that. I don't know if it's specifically like a scarcity issue, like, oh man, I need... Okay, it's just these two left, right? I don't know if it's specifically like a scarcity issue where you're like, oh man, I gotta... Well, I think it's whatever the fear of missing out issue is. Or it's just you're like, oh, I gotta take advantage of this now. If I don't take advantage now, then I'll never get another chance like this again. Alex, I wouldn't critique anybody's video stream unless they asked for it. Not ask for it like, oh, you're cruising for a bruising, but I mean, just literally say, can you help me with my stream? And I'd be happy to. Oh, you know, speaking of like streaming setups, like using your PS4 as a Netflix streamer, my #1 requirement for one of those, like a streaming box, is it needs to be quick. Maybe that's not my #1 requirement, but that's like non-negotiable for me. Which is why I usually don't use my game consoles as a streaming device. Because it takes too long to turn on the PS4 and you gotta use a controller and stuff. Like, another thing that I prefer is having... Wait, how come you can do another combo? I thought you had to have a certain amount of JP for that. Huh. Oh, he's already full. Okay, he, my block! Actually, the quick side note, the best games to play while streaming are platformers. Actually, the game that I probably streamed the most when I was doing my Twitch channel was Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. That's like meditation, dude. Just me blabbing for like 2 hours while playing that game. Oh man, I could do that. I could do that to the end of time. She's got a cure. Like the band. Okay, but anyways, like a streaming box, it needs to be quick. So like when I want to watch something, I want to be able to watch it quickly. Which is why I use the Apple TV. The Apple TV has the worst remote controller in the history. No, that's probably not true. But it has a very bad remote control. Like that, the thing at the top, oh, it's so bad. Oh, it's so bad. That's like one of those times where, like the thing with Apple is like, when they get it right, oh my god, they get it so deliciously right. It is so good. Oh man, look at this. Look at that. Look how smooth that is. Come on, dude. Like, it is just butterific. Okay, but when they get it wrong, woo, they get it wrong. Fortunately, I don't get it wrong that often, but. Okay. You know, the new consoles are an interesting thing because the PlayStation 5 I will definitely get. That's no question. The reason why the Xbox Series X is still a question for me is because all of Xbox's first-party games are also going to be on PC. So the only reason for getting one of those then would be to have it just like a dedicated box that's sitting. Hold on, should I resurrect? Yeah. No, I can't even reach him. Okay. The only reason to get an Xbox would to have a dedicated box just sitting in my living room. So, because I don't play PC games that much, as I said. But I could be persuaded to play PC games if it meant I didn't have to spend $400 or $500 on a new console, and I could just play everything on my PC. My PC is, probably still more powerful than the new systems. Or, at the very least, it's as powerful. Damn, we really got to get another battle with some different music. This game has such great music, but that's like one of the weaker songs. Yeah, Aurora Pinth. I know the feeling of missing out on a sale and you're like, dang it. And then it doesn't go on sale for a long time, but all the stuff that, like, at least lately that I've seen, especially digital stuff, it's like, it always goes on sale really soon later, and I'm like, okay, let's just wait. Aaron, no, I still haven't gotten that payout, but I have passed the $100 mark, so I'm supposed to get the payout sometime, but I think it would be the 15th of this month. If the payout actually works, then I should get paid out, and then I'll be done with that Twitch channel forever. And I'll use that $100 to buy sparkling water. Oh man, am I hyped for the new Pokemon Snap game? I am at a 0 hype level, but that is not because I think it's a bad game or I'm not like shouldn't be excited about it. It's that I've actually never played a Pokemon game. I don't know what they're like. I don't know if I would like it, but I know plenty of people who played the crap out of it and they love it. Nubswood. Okay, you know what we're going to do? We're going to switch over to the Mister. And we're going to play lots of ill-gotten video games. Ones that are a little more easy to just play and talk, rather than struggling to play and talking. I definitely prioritize talking a little more than I prioritize playing the game. Okay. I just saved, right? I definitely saved. confession. What, that I've never played Pokemon? That's not a confession. I've definitely admitted to that before. Oh, did I say it was a confession? Yeah. Yeah, you right. You right. You right. I don't know what I'm talking about. Don't know what I'm talking about. Okay, let's see here. Oh, actually, Tactics Advanced was already loaded up on the Mister, but I decided not to play it on that, even though it'd probably look a little better, because I wanted to play on my original cartridge. Reset transform. Ooh, that's not right. Transform fit to screen. There we go. All right, let's small the smallest man. Okay, let's see if my controller still works. Controller's not working. Ooh, Journey to Silius. I'm down. Let's do it. Oh, there it goes. Okay. How do I reboot? That's right. Yeah, reboot. Also, would you guys be interested in seeing a Ring Fit adventure stream sometime? I've been playing that like every day for the last week and a half. It's a great game. Load NES Journey to AGJ Journey to Silius. Oh, this music, come on. Let me know if that's not loud enough. I can turn it up. We gotta listen for a bit first though. Man, this music's so good. Oh my god, dude. Dude, who made this song? Oh man, come on, that breakdown. Naoki Kodaka. Oh, he did Gremlins too? Oh, for Game Boy. Oh, no. Oh, no, he did. Oh, he did the Batman game too? We should play that also. Radio.com? I don't know what that is. Has an 8-bit island. Ooh, that sounds interesting. Okay, let's play. This game's hard, dude. This game was originally going to be a Terminator license game. And they lost the license, so they converted it to just this. I've never looked at this story sequence before. The only person I play fighting games with is Michael, actually. Michael Hahn in the chat. And we enjoy it very much, but outside of that, I don't play. Oh, this song! That is definitely supposed to be the Terminator theme, or at least they had to adjust it. Because it sounds just like, dun 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 dun. Oh, he does the old Contra squat. Ooh. There's no points in this game, right? What was I saying? I was about to say something. Oh, fighting games? Was that what I was talking about? I don't know. You know, if a game has good music, it can be bad. Like, it can be outright bad and I'll still play it and enjoy it. This game's pretty good, though. Like, as far as what it is, a really difficult NES platformer. Also, I've never played past the first level, so I don't fully know what I'm doing. Oh, you know what we should play next is the Sunsoft Batman. That was a great game. I only ever played it at my friend's house, though. Oh! Thank you, Terry Hart. The original Wolfenstein. I probably have that for Super Nintendo. As in, I have a ROM of that. Okay, select is pause. Start is switch weapon, I guess. Dude, what is up with the terrible controls of NES games? Like, why does this do nothing? Like, you have to press select. Okay, there we go. Let's try out the machine gun. Okay, so the P in the upper left, I guess, is our health, and the G is the gun. Oh, we also gotta play some Jackal. That's the game that Michael introduced to me, actually. We were doing some retro game hunting in Florida, and he found Jackal. That was the first time I played it. Oh, is that thing the only part we can hit? Ah! Jumped right into that one. Jackal was one of those games, though, when I played it for the first time, I was like, ooh, oh, wow, I like this. Yeah, I remember the first time I played Wolfenstein 3D, actually, was, speaking of which, was at the Walmart in College Park on 86th Street in Indianapolis. and they had a computer section. It was like the computer and video game section used to be like this little like zone that you had to walk through that had little like metal detector or whatever those detectors were. And they had a bunch of old, well, at the time they were new, obviously, but they had computers set up. And we'd always try to play it, and we could never figure out how you were supposed to look up and down. And it just turns out in Wolfenstein, you don't look up and down. Like, anybody who looks like they're above you, you can just shoot, and then it'll automatically shoot them above you. Which was always very confusing to me. And there's also always trying to figure out how to actually figure out the controls. Dang it. Funnily enough, actually, that's how I learned what Control-Alt-Delete was. My one friend was like, oh yeah, if you want to get to out of like the demo mode of the computers, you just press Control-Alt-Delete. So we didn't do that at Walmart specifically. Or maybe we tried before. But I remember specifically the first time I tried that was at Sam's Club. And it worked. Just Control-Alt-Delete goes to that blue screen. And then you can restart the computer. Or maybe back then it just straight up restarted the computer. Like now it'll obviously bring up the task manager. Dang. This game is hard. It is 10 o'clock p.m. Thank you, Adrian. Have a good night. We're gonna load a new game up. Let's do Sunsoft Batman. Also, don't look at what I'm doing. Don't look at how I'm playing these games. I own all of these games in a perfectly legitimate and legal way. It's all trickery. I actually didn't really play this game too much growing up. It was always my buddy, because he owned the game. Okay, select is pause, start does nothing. Just checking my controls here. Okay, that was a bad move. Chinua Achebe, things fall apart. Actually, the jump controls. Okay, how do I use that? Whatever it was I just got. Oh, you press start, and it'll switch to this. Okay, then you've got some batarang. Cool, okay. Ooh, flamethrower. Oh! Actually, you know what's really comforting is hearing other composers. Like composers who actually like, that's their main job, and their music still sounds the same. Like you can tell that it's the same composer. It's like, that's one of my biggest, like, issues with my music is that it's really hard to write something that's not what you always write. Okay, there's a way to grab. Okay, yeah. But how do you just stick to the wall? Or can you only wall jump? Okay, yeah, I think it's just a wall jump. Also, can we talk about the fact that Batman is purple? Which I guess makes sense. You can't make him just all black. He would blend into the background. You know, I should try some of my other weapons, because this doesn't seem... Okay, Batman, I don't think ever had a missile launcher, did he? Oh, maybe I did play this. Because I remember doing the wall jumps. Well, I mean, I know I definitely played it, but have a distinct memory of doing that many times. Oh man, you know what's tragic is that Games Done Quick, Summer Games Done Quick would have either been last week or this week. Or this, yeah, one of those, I think. Man, that coronavirus can suck a dick, dude. Sorry for my language, but honestly, that's how I feel. Can you kill this dude before he even gets a chance to do anything? I guess you can. Oh, this music. I remember this music so well. Holy cow. This is like quintessential NES boss music. I'm not even going to try to fight this dude. Oh, okay. If it gives me another chance just like that. How do I get out? There we go. Come on down. There you go. Oh yeah, we got him. Bad language gets me tips. Thank you, Marie. Oh man, you don't curse for long enough, and then when you finally start doing it, people literally pay you to do it. This is a scam. I'm sorry, Marie. I'm scamming you. Man, this music is jamming, dude. Just the sound in the NES is so good. Oh, I'm out of bullets. What are these dudes, anyway? I'm not crazy about Batman's jump in this game. Like, I don't like games where you have to, like, wind up on a jump and there's not that much control in midair. I need that aftertouch, baby. I'm sure if you got real good at it, it would be perfectly fine. I don't have anything? Ah. Oi! See, like, that's difficult, dog. These were made for a different era, man. When games weren't 99 cents. And you need to make that last. You gotta make that game last, boy. If you beat that thing on the first sitting, that's just like somebody's crying. Either you're crying or you're getting beaten by your parents. Your parents are like, I just spent 70 bucks on this game and you finished it in one sitting. You better go back and play that and become a master at it. Oh crap. Oh no! Woo! It's funny, I played quite a few NES games, but they are just primitive enough that, and maybe it was, I don't know, there's a lot of different reasons, but they don't hold the same either nostalgic appeal or actual just fun to play appeal that Super Nintendo games do for me. And maybe a big part of it is that a lot of the NES games, they have kind of these weird, not weird, but much more weighty controls. I gotta close my door. Hold on. Marie Fisher just sent me something. Nirvana, the band, the show, piano sessions. Wait, have you sent this to me before? Marie, you should post that in the chat. Actually, I'm gonna open this back up. Because I only closed it so as not to disturb my mother in the other room. Yeah, that's what it is. Any game we play tonight has to be in Michael's library. Okay, what am I supposed to do? Okay, I gotta jump up here. That's what I gotta do. Gotta use them smarts, boy. We're gonna do a blind jump. Paid off, but that was a risky move. What? Come on, crouching dog. Come on, man. Ooh. Yeah, he's hard to control, man. I'm also not very good at this game. Okay. That's, we're good. We're good with the Batman for now. You know what we should do? Neo Geo, baby. You know why? Because nobody owned a Neo Geo. Nobody can afford these. Actually, these are games I do own. The games we're about to play. I own all the Metal Slug games on some sort of service. So, oh, should we do 3? Let's do 3. 3 is the classic. Oh wait. I'm in the wrong thing. Hold on. We gotta boot up to the Neo Geo. Oh, Christopher Morris, I'm playing on the Mister. The Mister is a device that lets you play all sorts of different consoles. Okay, don't worry, everybody. I own Metal Slug 3 as a ROM for the computer. So everything's on the level. Don't worry. Thank you, Corncob 2001. Yeah, the thing about Neo Geo games is that they were like $300 when they came out, and they've only gotten more expensive. Do a little Marco today. First time I played Metal Slug 3 was a demo on Xbox 360. And I'd always admired Metal Slug from afar, but until they made it available like with emulation and stuff like that, I'd never gotten to play it. And like, I'd never seen it on YouTube or anything like that. And dude, when the first time I played this, it was just like a revelation. I was just like, oh my god. Look at that artwork, that beautiful animation, and the music of Metal Slug 3 in particular. Like this bombastic music to start the game. Oh, it's so good, man. I love it. I love it very much. Did you guys see the new Metal Slug they announced? It is... Well, I was about to be way too harsh on it, but... You know, I might be wrong. Maybe I played this for the first time in the arcade. Oh man, I can't remember now. Because I'm looking at these bugs and their beautiful animation, and I feel like maybe I saw that at the arcade, but I don't think so. I think it was Xbox. No, maybe it was the arcade. I don't remember. Suffice it to say, whenever I did play it for the first time, it blew me away. I really want to get that Art of Metal Slug book. I don't know if you guys have seen that, but it's just like this beautiful tome of Metal Slug artwork. And that's something that, you know, speaking of like the fear of missing out, like that is something that I feel like I should probably just order that, because who knows if that's going to be limited. It's kind of expensive, it's like 50 bucks. But man, it looks so good, and I don't want it to go out of print and then find out that I missed out on it. But really, that type of thing, it's like, dude, if you miss out on it, so be it, dude. There's so many cool things in the world. If you miss out on that one thing, it's not that big of a deal. Oh man, and this boss coming up is just the artwork and the animation, the craft of pixel art. Does anybody do it this well anymore? There's actually a game I'm really excited about called, can't remember if it's Eastbound or Eastward, but man, it's just like it's kind of a Mother Earthbound style looking RPG, and some of the most beautiful pixel art I've ever seen. But after they announced it, just like there's been nothing. Unfortunately, I think during this last winter Steam sale they had a demo available, but it's only like for a weekend, and I didn't see that, so I didn't get to play it. And from my minor searching for a pirated copy, I didn't find anything. Oh man, Christopher Morris, thank you for the beer ski, the $1.99. I will get a sparkling water. That's about how much they cost. I bought like a 12 pack for like $8 because they didn't have the cheap kind, so I had to get the San Pellegrino kind. It's all good though.
Mission complete.
See you, Michael. I guess I missed it already, but.
Mission 2, start.
Oh, here, let me make Marie Fisher a mod so that she can post that Discord link. Actually, Metal Slug 3 is fantastic, but I don't like the mechanic where you turn into the zombie. Which is that actually makes Metal Slug 3 not my favorite Metal Slug. It's just so classic to me because that first stage is when I first played Metal Slug for the first time. It was just so like, not life-changing exactly, that's too strong of a term, but so exciting, and I was like, oh my god, I'm finally playing Metal Slug, baby! Look at this artwork! Actually, the whole Neo Geo library is like that. I mean, Neo Geo is just like this console. If you were born when I was born and played the games that I played, the Neo Geo is just this mythical console that everybody would talk about at school, and you weren't even sure if what you were saying was true or not. Like, I recently went through the Neo Geo Wikipedia article, just reading the entire history of it, and like, whenever there was a different system, I would read up on that, like what the Neo Geo CD was all about, all that stuff. Because I just really wanted to finally, like, not have somebody at recess telling me about the Neo Geo, just to find out the actual real facts of it. But like, as a kid growing up, people were like, oh man, the Neo Geo's $600, and you're like, dude, how is that possible? Nothing could cost $600. How could a game console cost $600? And how could the games cost $300? That doesn't even make any sense. Who's gonna buy it? And then you read the Wikipedia article and you're like, oh, okay, I guess that does make some sense. They like targeted it towards like, what are they called? Resorts and like vacation places, hotels and stuff.
Blade shot. Heavy machine gun.
Okay, hold on. There's some stuff. If you have it on there, try Top Hunter, Roddy, and Kathy. Let's check it out. I think I have the entire... I do. I have the entire Neo Geo library. But the other thing about the Neo Geo is that whoever actually saw a Neo Geo in person, like growing up, like I mean, you know, I know you saw them at the Pizza Hut and stuff, but I wasn't even exactly aware. Okay, A is punch. Press down to stretch your arm. I wasn't aware of the difference between the AES and the MVS. So the MVS was the home console version. The AES was the arcade one that had swappable carts inside, and that's the stuff that you saw at Pizza Hut. Like World Heroes was the one that we would play at Pizza Hut, and there was that other one with the monsters. I don't know what it's called. Like it's either King of the Monsters or Rampage. It's not Rampage. It's King of the Monsters. Okay, why did it just select it for me? But like an actual home in Neo Geo, nobody ever saw a home in Neo Geo. That doesn't even exist, man. I don't believe that that exists. Okay, so C switches things. I've never played this before. I'm not sure I've ever heard of this before. Body and half. Just threw him right off the screen. This is a little like Gunstar Heroes without the shooting. Not what I meant to do. Ooh, what's this here? Oh, we gotta get that shrimp. Oh man, that ebi fry looks so good. I haven't eaten after 8 p.m. in like 2 or 3 weeks. And some days it's kind of hard. Basically any day where I see food in some form of media. Strider was an arcade game. And then later was ported to Genesis, and then after that PS1. I've actually played through the whole PS1 game just recently, actually. Very interesting game, especially when you think about when it came out. It's like a lot of set pieces. Like interesting things that happen that are just like one-off things. And Strider 2 has some really like sharp, solid gameplay. It's pretty fun. Uh-oh. Yeah, the way he throws them over his shoulder, that's just super Gunstar Heroes. I wonder who made this. Probably just SNK. Like, SNK just made all of the Neo Geo games, so they didn't make anything else. that bread, boy. Get the bread, boy. Okay. Does you have to jump very accurately or something? What a weird game. Oh! Oh, I have to be over there. Oh, I could've... Oh, I was supposed to... Okay, the wall was telling me I needed to go over here. Okay, and then get, that's not what was happening. Now we got Jack Sparrow. Jack Sparrow up in here. Oh, it's 10:30. I'm gonna have to stop shooting some because we'll stop in the next 10 minutes. In fact, I'll beat this boss, then we'll play something else. We'll look through, and then we'll stop. Just 10 minutes or so. You can always tell when I'm getting tired when I stop talking. When we used to play Halo online all the time, or just any online game, like in the group chat, people would always know when it was about time that I was about to check out because I would just stop talking as much. Always talking. Oh, have you guys seen Aero Fighters? This is a beautiful game. Bob, welcome. Good to have you. I'm about to stop soon, but I'm glad you're here. Have you been able to get out at all? Out on that trail? I've not been able to get out near as much as I want to. Lately, that's because of editing, but... Oh crap, I took too long. So I discovered this game, or this series recently. It's called Sonic Wings in Japan. But it's called Aero Fighters in the US, and I discovered it because I was playing on my Super NT, where I also have a complete collection of Super Nintendo games that was perfectly legally acquired. But it was in my list of games, and I saw Aero Fighters. I was like, oh, well, let's give it a try. I just wanted to try a new Super Nintendo game I've never tried before. Then I looked at the price of the real cartridge, and I was like, oh, well, I'll never own that game. But then I started looking it up, and I was like, oh man, it's on the Neo Geo, it's on the PlayStation. So since then, I've played a lot of these different versions. Super fun game. What I like a lot about it is that it's a very responsive shooter, but also it's like, it's not too complicated. It's just got power-ups, and you collect the things to make your main gun bigger, those little keys, and then the power-ups do different stuff. And that's pretty much it. And then you just got good graphics with crazy stuff going on screen. Right now I'm fighting a tank, and I just blew up the White House, apparently. It's like, these type of games are really fun to play, where... Especially when you play it in this fashion where you got unlimited lives. And it's not. It's just purely meditation. There's no story. I mean, I guess the boss got away, chicken. Oops. Oh, you can't pause. Okay. I have not done any of the Dark Souls games. I tried to play the first one. My buddy kept telling me how good it was. And I trust his opinion because we have a lot of similar taste in games. He was like, you gotta get good at it first. You won't understand the appeal of it until you really get that point where it clicks. And I believe that that's probably true, but I wasn't able to get to that point. I would like to give it a shot at some point, though. I think the big thing that's working against that game is that it's the aesthetic is also not my aesthetic. Is anything like dark and dingy? It's just not really my bag. I like bright and comedic. Not even so much comedic, but just lighthearted. Oops, I was not paying attention. I wish I had picked a different guy. I really don't like this guy's power-up. Turning into a big, slow-moving robot, like, is the opposite of why I play this game. I want to be able to move fast, shoot lots of bullets, not turn into a robot that uses a drill. Speaking of drills, one of the best anime series of all time. It's called Gurren Lagann. That's on Netflix, actually. The video quality is really bad, and a Blu-ray exists, but it's very expensive. In fact, that's another one of those things that fear of missing out. Like, I eventually just had to stop paying attention to it because at the time it was like you had to go direct to the company's website. It was like $200 or something. And I really wanted it, but I was like, no, I don't need to see that in Blu-ray that badly. Ooh, look at that. That's gotta be nice. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That is golden eggs. Open no protein. Oh man, that is so satisfying. Oh, Up Trail did a 3-day trip on the Superior Hiking Trail. And I would really like to do that full thing at some point. That would make a great video. Oh, should I do that this fall? That seems like the perfect one to do this fall because I don't really want to do it in the summer when it's super hot, but I don't even mind doing it in the summer that much. It's close enough I wouldn't feel like hesitant about traveling. It would be remote enough that I also wouldn't feel hesitant about doing it. Was it hot? What was the weather like for you? The music's pretty good. I'm digging it. My finger's getting tired. This doesn't have auto fire. Probably don't need to be pressing as hard or fast as I am. That's what somebody said, I'm sure. Oh! Ooh, that was a full power. Ah! You're a fool. Oh, is he gonna warp away again? Yep. It doesn't get super hot up there even in the summer. Yeah, you're probably right. And corn cob, yeah, sure. I will answer messages. I responded to your earlier message. Maybe you weren't there. Or maybe I didn't say it loud enough. That's also possible. That was some good dodging. You guys see that? That was a good series of dodges for a second there. Okay. Problem with unlimited continues is if you pick the wrong character, it's a long time. Or if you put in too many credits, it's going to be a long time before you're able to switch a character. Actually, you know what? Let's do one more game before I quit for the night. Because it's been 10 minutes. Nice. Nothing like a relaxing trip. Somebody's shooting fireworks off. What day is it? Thursday? Yeah, it's Thursday. Okay. What was I gonna do? Musha. That's what I was gonna do. Musha. Musha. Ooh. Corn cob, please do not donate $10. I will not do that video. That's a good idea for a video, but the amount of work that would take, man. You know, it's not even so much like the amount of work. The amount of work that it would take to make it really good is a lot. And I would just feel like if I half-assed it, it wouldn't even be worth it. But I can say, just off the top of my head, what my top 5 trips were. I would say the first time I went to Dolly Sods was one of the most amazing times of my life. And when we went back for a winter trip too, that was amazing as well. The Japan trip to Mount Kumotori, that was one of my favorites of all time. The trip up the mountain with Daryl, that was one of my favorite trips ever. The first time we went to Pictured Rocks, when we got to see that sunset, got to see the fox, that was amazing. And then, this kind of cheating, but the road trip was awesome. Just was such a fun feeling to have traveled the whole country. Actually, something I was thinking about doing, maybe I talked about in the last stream, is I want to get a motorcycle. Like a touring motorcycle, and then travel the whole country. But I also don't want to because I don't want to die. And just motorcycles, man, they're so dangerous. Like, I mean, they're not dangerous in and of themselves, but just like statistically, it's super, super dangerous. Like you can, and also if it's like you get in an accident, man, that's bad news bears, man. Like, real bad news bears. But also, if I did like a cross-country thing, but just with my car, that's not nearly as fun. Just somehow it's just not as like adventurous. But doing on a bike, do you know how good of a video series that would be? Oh my god, dude. I would love that so much. Man, maybe I have to do it. I got a while to think about it though, because as long as the coronavirus is still a thing and a threat, I am not going to be traveling the country on a motorcycle, staying in weird places with people, anyone who's not wearing a mask. If you're not wearing a mask and you're in public, I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to be near you. I don't want you breathing on me. Well, I should say, in big outdoor spaces, who cares? If you're inside a store or around other people, don't get near me without a mask, man. I will leave. Did I tell you guys the Puccini story? I went to Puccini's, this pizza place, to pick up my pizza. And there was a family that came in. None of them were wearing masks, man. And Puccini's isn't even doing dine-in yet. So they go in there and they're like, oh, you guys aren't doing dine-in? I was like, no, we're just doing carry-out still. And then the crotchety old grandfather, he's like clearly ready to raise a stink about it. And I'm like, okay, here it comes. But I'm just trying to get out the door. I literally have my pizza in my hand but he's blocking the doorway, and I don't want to get near him because he's not wearing a mask. So this dude, he's asking them, then he looks dead at me as I'm holding my pizza. Wearing my mask. I might even had sunglasses on too. Looks dead at me in the windows of my soul. And he goes, what's wrong with you guys? You guys aren't... And I was so taken aback. I was like, dude, what? Who? Why are you even talking to me? Like, I don't even understand what this exchange is supposed to be. And then it hit me. Well, first I was like, I looked at him and I was like, what? And I wanted to say, there is no way in hell that you would find me dead eating inside of a restaurant right now. In fact, that doesn't make any sense, what I meant to say. There was no way in hell you'd find me eating inside of a restaurant. I'd have to be dead. Okay, which is I probably would be if I ate in a restaurant right now, right? Which is what I wanted to say to him. I'm like, dude, what? I wanted to be like, dude, why are you even wanting to eat here? What is the matter with you, dude? Like, if just carry out like a rational human being. And anyways, I just stammered. Like, this is a perfect use of the word stammered. I stammered like, I just got my carry-on. I don't know. And then I started to leave. And then like the son was like the adult son, like he had kids. Gave me like this sheepish smile, like clearly embarrassed by his father, his crotchety old grandfather. Hold on, Corncob 2001, thank you for the $20. Motorbike fund, oh man. Am I gonna have to do it? I think I'm gonna have to get that motorbike. Thank you for the $20, that is very, very generous. I will put it to good use. If not for a motorbike, at least for traveling somewhere and making a video. Anyway, so finally he goes, oh, you don't work here. And I was like, oh, this dude is one of those people who just thinks that anybody who's not him is just a plebe. Just a plebe who should just be serving him. And I was like, oh, he thinks I work here. Now that whole exchange made so much more sense. He thought I was a delivery driver waiting to deliver a pizza. And that's why he was talking to me. But as soon as he said that, I was like, okay, well, I'm just going to have to get close enough to walk by him because he's still blocking the doorway. And then his other family members were also blocking the doorway without wearing a mask. And I was just like, I gotta get out of here. I got my pizza, I gotta get out of here. I don't remember which one this was for. Good night, Up Trail. See you, thank you for joining. Wait, this dude. Okay, anyway. I'll do one more game, even though this is like now 20 minutes. Okay, oh, Spalding 1250, I'll answer your question in a second too. Let me just make sure I didn't miss anything else. And once again, thank you Corncob 2001 for the $20. That is super generous. I really appreciate it. And Death Stranding, they always giving people thumbs up. Oh, so funny. Like Heartman, he's like, whoop, and then it actually gives you like the likes in the game. It's so funny. And DBDB, yeah, it's still going. Well, see, the thing is, also, I don't eat in restaurants, period. So when I see people at restaurants now, it's just so bizarre to me because I'm like, I wouldn't eat at a I generally don't eat at restaurants normally. So during a pandemic, like that desire that's already near zero becomes lower than zero. So I look at other people and I have to remember that not everybody's like me. Okay, Spalding 1250, which video series were you most satisfied with how it turned out on your channel? That would be, hold on, let me get a game started up. What are we gonna do? I want something that's like easy breezy, beautiful, cover girl. Something on the Genesis maybe? Even though I just was on the Genesis. No, I want something like, Well, the only thing that comes to mind is F-Zero, but I always do F-Zero on my streams. Is there something I could do that's like F-Zero? Nope, the heart wants what the heart wants, baby. I gotta do it. I gotta do it. Oh, okay, anyways, the video that I'm most happy with how it turned out was the Mount Kumatori episode. It's just the perfect arc. Like, all of these are... like, you can't plan it, what happens in the episode. Like, to an extent you can. Like, you can plan out what meals you're going to have and where you're going to go and stuff, but... you can't plan, like, the drama of it or anything like that, but the Japan Kumatori episode is just, like, the triumph of, or the fact that we got to that campsite, and the dude had the beer for us, and it was so cold, and we huddled in that thing. Oh, I guess that wasn't really in the video, but then the next morning we woke up to that golden sunrise, and we somehow were able to write a song that perfectly transitioned from that moon to the sunrise with the Mount Fuji in the distance. Oh man, because we couldn't see Mount Fuji at night, and then we saw it in the morning, and it had the sun and like the clouds. Oh my god, dude, it was so amazing. And then we get to the top of the mountain, and it's an arduous trek, and we get there, and it's amazing. And then we're climbing down, and then it's just taking longer and longer and longer, and then it's dark, and then it was so treacherous. But we saw that village in the distance. It wasn't a village, but you know, the hut. I saw the light in the distance, and you're just like, oh my god, dude, could this be any more perfect? And then we get inside, and then he's like, oh yeah, everybody else is already done with the hot tub. Not the hot tub, the hot spring. So you guys can have it all to yourself. Get that hot spring is so perfect. And then the dude who was like, just the funniest random dude who, we saw the deer, that little Japanese deer. And then we had the curry. And then drinking the beers, getting slightly buzzed, and then drinking the nail varnish thing. It just has such a perfect roundness to the episode. And then we hike out. It's a super short hike out. That ending is basically just the song. That was like right near like Trump's immigration ban or some other stupid thing that Trump did. And then like we got plenty of comments being like, oh, yeah, like New World Order, blah, blah, blah. Okay, whatever, guys. But anyways, like just the way the music entwines with the commentary at the end, not the commentary, the narration, and then the way it ends, and that was like, we couldn't have asked for better rise and falls in the, like the cohesiveness of what happened. You know, it was like the perfect like structure to it. Oh, you get to the mountain, and then there's a struggle to get to the thing, and then there's the relief of the thing, and then there's the closing. It was great. Yeah, but as far as video, I think that's still my favorite as far as like the actual video. Best trip, that's harder to say. But you know what's crazy is that episode was like 20 episodes ago. This next one we're about to do, or that we're working on right now, that's going to be done in a few days. 39th episode. That's pretty crazy, man. Like, that's not too far from 50. 50 episodes. There is, you guys ever seen the Young Turks on YouTube? When I was younger and actually paid attention to the news and thought that did something good, I would watch the Young Turks or listen to the Young Turks, and you'll get all mad and stuff and like get mad with them. Now I'm like, I can't stomach that stuff at all. I'm like, dude, you guys, good for you that you still get that heated about anything like that, but I just can't stomach that every day. Anyways, that's tangential to what I actually want to say. Is what I want to say is that Cenk Uygur, the guy who started that, I was listening one time and they were asked a question like, how long will you guys stick with the Young Turks? And he was like, I'm in it till the very end. Okay, I'm like the captain on the ship. I will not stop until I'm dead. And that is how I feel about Adventure Archives. Like, I don't even if like people were like, yo, you're still making the same episodes every time, and like nothing's new about them, like even if we started like going to the same places over and over again, I would still be happy to make them until like literally the day I die. just like Bob Ross, man. Bob Ross is like, he does the same thing every time, man. He just paints. It's a new scene every time. It's the same formula. But it's so good, man. And it's like, it's also endlessly creatively fulfilling to me because as long as I'm filming something new, like a new environment, dude, I could film stuff until I like pass out. It's like filming stuff is like, oops. I just love recording things, man. It's like Willie from The Simpsons. He's like, but in Scotland, everybody does it. That was more an Indian accent. I meant to do a Scottish accent. You know what I'm talking about with the gummy Venus de Milo? You guys know what I'm talking about. Anyways, hopefully that answers the question. Oh, Daryl joined. Oh, this music. Come on, dude. Hardest game I've ever played? I don't know, man. Probably something on NES. When was the last time you got really emotional from a video game? Oh man, maybe Final Fantasy VII Remake. There's a moment on there. I was like, oh man. Michael, you can take full credit for the episode being amazing. You like helped us a lot with the planning, so. Oh, Daryl, welcome. Yeah, dude, the hike down. Oh, I barely won that by the skin of my teeth. The hike down, the camera, the low light performance was way too good on that camera. Like that A7S makes it look like there was plenty of light. It was treacherous. It was pitch freaking black, dude. Nobody could see anything. We were all exhausted. The trail was like a foot wide and covered with leaves with rocks underneath it. Terrifying. But we made it. Daryl's not a mod. Let me just... Everybody's getting mod status today, baby. No, thank you, Claire. Okay, we'll do another pizza. Should we do the pizza party tomorrow? You guys want to do that pizza party tomorrow? Oh crap, it's 10:51. I really gotta go soon. We'll go at 11. Man, this game though, this game is like Adventure Archives for me though. I can play this game. This might be my Desert Island game, actually. First of all, the soundtrack in this game is just so banging. They invented the word banger for this game's music. It is just a head banger. But did banger come from head banging? It can't, right? I don't know, but this game's got some bangers. Like Big Blue, that last one. Oh, I tried to learn how to play that like on my marimba. There's some parts where they do like these triplet 16th notes that are so fast, I never got good enough to actually do it. I could probably do it, but it would take more practice. Speaking of which, I really want to get an electronic drum set. I had one, and I sold it like a stupid idiot. Just like a dumb McGee, stupid dumb. I regret that selling so much. I sold it for like $190. And like the dude complained about the shipping and it was like, oh, the brain didn't work right away because it was shipped so poorly or something. So I gave him a refund on the shipping. So I only made like $120, man. And it cost $500, which the money is like secondary to the fact that I don't have it. Like losing that money was painful. The more painful is that I got rid of it, and now I don't have an electronic drum set. Like, I got rid of my real drum set, don't care at all. No problem. I was never gonna play that thing. It's too loud, it's too cumbersome, it takes up so much room. I was so glad I could offload it on my friend. And technically, I'm sure I could take it back if I ever wanted to, but I don't. I don't want it near me. It served me well when I had it. I never want to see it again. Well, I actually do want to see it again, because I haven't been able to visit him in a long time. Because of this stupid-ass coronavirus. Yeah, that's really annoying, dude. I haven't been able to hang out for a long time. But yeah, I want to get a drum set so that I can stream drum set playing. I'm not very good, but I could get back in practice and get back in playing shape. Sanwar, you want to be a mod too? Here, Sanwar, you can be a mod also. Thank you, Repent, for rewatching. You know what I do? If I ever rewatch my stuff, it's usually like when I'm in bed before I go to sleep, and I will just randomly click on random videos I've done and just watch parts that I like. Like, I want to just relive certain parts. Let's go there, go there. Yeah, this song is so good. This song's so good, man. And you know, it's good, it's better on Super Nintendo than it is anywhere else. Like, when they do remixes of stuff, of this stuff with real instruments, I'm like, nope. Ain't doing it for me. This does not pickle my butter. It's probably not the same. Oh, wait, hold on. If you do a pizza party, I will admin the Kojima name generator for you if you need some content. I may take you up on that. I believe you, Michael. You definitely would have haunted us. We kept getting more and more shots. Welcome, Victor. Oh man, you even let the ads roll? Oh my goodness, dude, that is far too kind. You really don't need to do that. I appreciate it. But if you just want to watch, please don't hesitate to skip those ads. I actually just uninstalled my ad blocker today. I usually whitelist the sites that I don't, or that I want the people to actually get the revenue for. Can you hear me? Anyways, I was saying I usually whitelist the sites that I want to get the ad revenue. But then I was like, you know, I'm just done using ad block, whatever. If more ads would make me use the internet less, that's probably a good thing. So I just got rid of it. Where was I going with that? Oh yeah, you don't need to watch the ads though. I think the reason I mentioned ad block is because I would be perfectly okay if you use ad block on our videos. Okay. Oh, that's funny, Michael. Dude, Corn Cop 2001 with another $15. Thank you, man. I miss my in real life friends in quarantine, and your vlogs have been great for my mental. I appreciate it. By the way, could I get a shout out next vlog? Would make my day. Again, thanks. I can give you a shout out. Let me write that down, because if I don't write that down, I will not remember to do that. Have I told you guys about my notebook? I have a notebook right here with a pencil that I specifically use for just stupid notes, right? Like this one just has like, hold on, that has a password on it. Okay. Okay, like this, like I just, can you see that? Yeah, there you go. Just like a bunch of notes for a song I was writing or something, and I just needed to write it down. And I want, like, my requirement for a notebook is that it's small, it's got plenty of space, and you don't have to like hold it open. And the perforated edges are fine too, but I always leave it right here next to my computer. Oh, I was supposed to write that down. Corn cob. Corn cob 2001 shout out in vlog. Can you see that? Can you see that? Okay, and I'll put it right there on my desk, and I will put this away. And I will do that tomorrow. Okay, anyways, I think that's it, guys. It is now 10:59. We're gonna listen to this. That mini music, okay. Ink of Death, welcome. Now also, see you later. Oh, Michael Hahn giving the secret info. I hope I cleaned up that Fat Corns channel. Hope I cleaned it up. Yeah, you have seen Nate before. In fact, I might be able to find that just right now. Oh man, I definitely interviewed him for my YouTube channel. Robby Huang drummer interview. Oh man, I don't know where it is. Yeah, but Nathan, I actually interviewed him at some point. Did she say that in English or Japanese? I could just imagine her being like, what is he even doing? But thank you again, yeah, to everybody. But Corn Cop 2001, Marie Fisher, somebody else done, Christopher Morris. Thank you guys for the donations. Okay, that's it, guys. Let's do a pizza party tomorrow, maybe. That one's up in the air. Maybe just this week. Oh, 4th of July, dude. Yeah, that'd be Saturday. I don't know. We'll do it sometime. Okay, thank you guys. But I said, do you really think I'm as interesting as Robby? I gotta hear what her answer was. She was like, nope. She put it nicely, said, you're calm and chill, and people would like that. Dude, if we did a stream together, dude, people would love that. That would be so good. You need to come to America sometime and like stay for more than a week so that you can get over your jet lag. Just leave your kids in Japan. The wife can take care of them. Leave them with her parents. And you should just come here and we can game for 2 weeks. We can stream it every day, 8 hours a day. Michael and Robby streaming. Dude, people would watch the shit out of that. Playing fighting games? Come on, man. Come on. Oh, if Saturday's Alex stream, then I'm not going to be streaming on Saturday. Okay, I'm going to get this stream shut down here. How we do this? We go over to display port. Okay. Yeah, okay, I'm going to end this, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Probably no vlog tomorrow. Maybe the vlog the day after. And then pizza party probably tomorrow. Thank you guys for joining. Have a good one.